I'm Chantal Bouzier with Preds TV. Today, 30 members of the media, plus fans, gathered at the Florida Citrus Bowl Varsity Club to listen to the introductory press conference for the Orlando Predators 2010 season.
The man who was responsible for bringing arena football back to the jungle this year, Mr. Brett Bushy.
Thank you guys for coming out. This is a day, it's been probably 2009 has been one of the most challenging years in my business career to see what's happened with the Arena Football League. And today is truly a day of celebration. But before we talk about the celebration, I just want to acknowledge and apologize personally to our fans, our coaches, and our players for what happened in the 2009 season and the cancellation of the 2009 season. Most people know that I was involved in 2008. Most people know that I voted to play in 2009, and I think it was a grave mistake for the Arena Football League to do that. And I want to apologize again to the coaches and the players for the economic hardship that we created as owners, and especially the fans. And I have truly been overwhelmed by the support. The calls into the office has been overwhelmingly positive from the fans and our corporate partners, and I really thank them for sticking through this and sticking through the most difficult 12 months of my business career. And I also would like to acknowledge some of the ownership. One is Bob Grease. A lot of you guys know him as the Tampa Bay Storm owner up until 1993. He created the Tampa Bay Storm. He's been involved and he has been instrumental in the last 12 months of bringing back the Orlando Predators. The other one is the Haller family. Roger and Jill and Chris and the whole family have just been supportive of the Orlando Predators as owners as well as corporate partners, and I wanted to thank them. And the last two people I wanted to mention is, one is right up here, is right in the middle is Pete DePasqua of DePasqua Enterprises. And some of the times on my darkest days in 2009, I would always call him, and he would always be very positive and supportive. And I thank you for that. And Daryl's out in the audience. Daryl, thank you also. And I also want to mention, without the city of Orlando and Mayor Dyer and Alan Johnson, we would not be here today. Because we started talking with Alan probably 90 days ago. He had a lot of questions. We didn't have all of our teams in the league announced. There was a lot of questions, but he kept an open dialogue with our ownership group, and without Alan's hard and tireless work and Michael Thompson, we wouldn't be here today. And so that being said, Alan, I'd like you to come up and say a few words.
Thank you, Brett, and good afternoon. On behalf of Mayor Dyer and the City of Orlando, we're excited to see the Orlando Predators return. First, it means 8 more dates in the Amway Arena, and hopefully, if things progress and as hard work they're doing, moving into the Amway Center when we open in October 2010. It's an exciting sport. It was very lucrative for us to have the games in our venue. We enjoyed them. Even more importantly, and I don't mean to discount this, is that we had a lot of people in this community work at the arena. They may be selling souvenirs or concessions or helping with parking. And those 8 games mean a lot to them, and not having them last year certainly hurt them in the pocketbook. So I think they're very excited to see it. We know we are from the date, having dates in the building to keep the venue active, and we're excited about the product, and we're looking forward to seeing a great season this summer, and hopefully a championship. I'd like to put more banners up. We like to do that. That's a little challenge for Brett and the coach to do that. But we're excited to have them, and we look forward to the upcoming season. Thank you.
And speaking of championships and speaking of coaching, one of the reasons we're also here is to announce our coach for 2010. But before I do that, I want to acknowledge just a gentleman who has been with me for 12 years with the Orlando Predators, and he is another guy that's made the Orlando Predators what it is on the football field, and that is Jay Gruden. Jay, he has an open invitation. We'd love for him to contribute in any way on the football side that he can. But because of other commitments that he has out there, he is not going to continue as our head coach for the 2010 season. And when that happened, those are obviously big shoes to fill. But I have to go back to thinking my first, I would say the greatest moment that I've had in my history as an owner was our championship game in 1998 when we went down to the Tampa Bay Storm and we were, I think, a 17-point favorite, and we won the game 62-31. And the quarterback of that team was a gentleman by the name of Pat O'Hara. And he was our quarterback for, I think, 3 or 4 years. Good-looking guy. Went to USC, and we're just glad to have him back. And so when we were looking for a head coach, Pat had his first coaching job with the Los Angeles Avengers in 2008. He was our obvious choice. We never considered anybody else, and we quickly got on the phone and worked out a deal, and I think it's a dream scenario for both of us to have Pat coming back to the Orlando Predators. Pat?
This has been a long time coming. We never thought as a family this would ever happen. There's a lot of people to thank. Number one, I have to thank Brett Bushy. Brett Bushy, we wouldn't be standing here not only as an organization, but as a league without Brett Bushy. And there's no question about that. And no matter what you hear from anybody else, none of us are here today, and this league is not here without Brett Bushy. So, Brett, thanks for bringing the league back that we all love. 15 years ago, 1995, I was living in San Diego. My playing options were starting to end. I was in and out of the NFL as a quarterback, and phone stopped ringing. I got released from a couple camps 2 years straight. And we didn't have email back then in 1994, 95, and got a letter in the mail from, I was living in San Diego, and got a letter from the Orlando Predators. And didn't know quite what it was, heard about Arena Football League, and it was from a guy named Les Moss. If you know the Predator organization, you know about Les. Les brought me out here, and I just wanted to keep playing. I wanted an opportunity. I wanted an opportunity to continue my career, a lot like our players are now. And I not only spent the rest of my 13 years here in Orlando, but I met my beautiful wife, Billy, and we have our kids here, and we're all born and raised here. This has been our home for the past 13 years. My last year with the Predators in year 2000, it seemed like I hit every corner of the face of the earth since then, and the last 10 years have been really hard on my family. 2 years in Toronto, 6 years down in Tampa, which was good. A stint in LA, a stint in Tri-Cities, Washington, on the other side of the earth. It's been tough on my family, and I just have to thank you guys. 10 years later, here we are. All right, I love you guys. Thank you. A lot of familiar faces here with the media, which I've built relationships with over the past, 15 years. You guys know who you are. T, right? Everyone knows T. I can't tell you how excited I am about this opportunity. Now, why? Number one is I love this game. I love this game. And we have two of our players here that love this game, Kenny McIntyre and Marlon Moore. Johnny Ballas, all right, 3 of our players. Thanks for coming, guys. That love the game, that love this community, that didn't live here before they played with the Predators, but decided to make Orlando their home because it's such a great city and a great venue. The opportunity that we have now is kind of goes back in time with our new economic model, which I believe will keep it around for years and years and years to come. Our economic model got way out of whack. It's very much controlled now. Our guys aren't getting rich, but that's how it was when I came in the league. There's a passion for it. It's an opportunity to play football. It's an opportunity to play football in the greatest venue in Arena Football League, in Amway Arena.